sorry. And my name is Marcela Vojtíková-Roubalová. I am from Department of Christian Education of Palacký University and Olomouc. And my article is the spiritual setting of the family as a determinant of the approach to education. So, in this article, I would like to present the research which go to describe the factors that present parents state as the basic criteria for choosing a school for children, taking into account the spiritual focus of the family. Starting school is a great milestone in children's life, and the choice of school can be a principal decision for their next development. In the Czech Republic, the parents can choose a school for their children according to their discretion, and the director of the catchment school is obligated to accept the child with a permanent residence of the school catchment area. The possibility of choosing a school belongs to the inalienable rights of parents, so that it's in accordance with their philosophical and religious belief. Basic education in our country takes 9 years. The same is for compulsory school attendance too. Basic education is for the children from 6 to 19 years old. It's divided into the first and second degree. The goals of basic education are based on the national program of the education development, so-called white books. The main goals include the formation and development of key competencies and provision of a reliable background for general education focused mainly on situations connected to the life and on practical actions. Each school created its school's education program on the basis of the framework education program, whose goal is the general development of the child through which the goals are fulfilled. As a part of qualitative survey, interviews were done with 4 families who represent a group of parents that lead discussions at home about their children's education, and the choice of school is important for them as well. Education in the Czech Republic. In the Czech Republic, public state education is still the main. The children can also attend the alternative schools, or they can be educated in the individual form through home education, which is permitted by the education law for the whole period of basic education. The most common educational system is still the state public education concept. Montessori and Waldorf pedagogy education schools are the most known and widespread alternative schools. The home education with the combinations of community schools is growing in the last years as well. The choice of schools for the children is influenced by many factors. These factors play a significant role. There are factors based on the social and cultural background of the family, the economic situation, and etc. Many factors which are presented and some surveys. But this article we focused on the research how big role the spiritual background of the family plays in the choice. The spirituality in the Czech society is a very complicated term because the Czech society is one of the most atheistic societies. According to the census, we belong among the most atheistic countries in Europe. 35% of the population professes no faith. Many other authors declare that a lot of people don't want to profess any church officially, and that faith or spirituality are very personal matter. In the context of this article, spirituality is understood as a natural element of every personality, as an anthropological constant, as an internal, subjective, and non-verbal form of human experience unrelated to belonging to a religious group, which can but may not be related to the consequences of a higher power. Also, as a meaningful way of life supported by a life-giving power. In his spiritual dimension, the man refers to something that goes far beyond him, which is beautiful, uplifting, and sacred to him. It is feeling to personal fulfillment, searching for answers to existential questions, and contemplating something higher that transcends us and gives and sentence to our lives. In our research, we focused on that how parents are aware of this dimension and how they take into account when they make a choose a school for their children. Qualitative research and factors influence school selection. We have we had four families were included in the research. For all the 10 the questions of choosing a school played a big role. The semi-structured interviews were held in a natural environment and for families and anonymous families, families B, some information about families. The family B lives in a housing estate in a big city. They have one child who attends a classic elementary school. The mother works as a school teacher at a secondary school, and the father works as an EIT specialist. They consider themselves practicing Roman Catholics. Faith plays a big role in their life, but the choice of school was made in a very pragmatic way so that the child would go to school in a place of residence and could easily establish relationships with his classmates and find friends for extracurricular activities. Another important factor was the availability of the school so that the child could come from the school at home alone. They choose the school 10 minutes far from their residence. The family think that they aren't in accordance with their place of residence and they even don't want to be. The church community where they try to be involved is more important for them. They go to the new Roman Catholic Church where their child also attends religion classes because it's a very lively parish which is visited by maybe 700 believers. He also meets his classmates from school in the religion classes. This family has never thought about another way of education than public school. According to the mother, certainly not till fifth class, the first grade. Also, she went to a church secondary school and she is very happy within. Social relationships are more important for her child. The fight is rather something more personal for her, for them, something what isn't connected to school. And second family is family the two um, believe the mother is elementary school teacher, father is an engineer. They live in the big city. They have two children. One is the second class. Uh, the second class is the second child is of preschool age. The older child attends a classical school, which will be also attended by the second child. child. This is not a catchment area school, but a school with a good reputation and good results. The parents don't hide the fact that the performance is important for them. They claim that they are a religious and practicing family. The criterion of a school choose is a quality education program, and the spiritual element of children is development of the church community. And next family, it's only spiritual. Is family lives family moved to the village because of the school. The school offers education in classical classes, but also in Montessori classes. The mother works as a teaching assistant at the same school. The father is IT specialist. The child attends the second grade of elementary school and other attends a Montessori kindergarten. They don't consider themselves a religious family at all. They don't belong to any church, but rather the mother perceives herself as a spiritual personality. The father doesn't deal with these things. Dream of the mother was a Waldorf school, in a way in which she had experienced it during her several years stay in England and New Zealand. However, husband refused to pay school fees, and he wanted the children to be able to commute to and from school independently. This Montessori school is a part of a public school and school fees are not paid there. For the both parents, the formal education is not the most important thing. It is rather a positive attitude of children to activities and education itself, not to the performances. He doesn't have any information about the nearest Waldorf school because it is financially unaffordable. They see the development of the spiritual element in the children's personality mainly during the celebrations of traditions and various holidays. They choose various community festivals in the neighboring village. They also try to introduce some traditions connected to Christmas and Easter to their home for the children. Neither father nor mother remember holding of some traditions in their childhood. They are happy that there were the evenings at the school, which hopefully will be renewed. And family. For family lives in the village, the children were home education until fifth school class. Currently, they attend a Waldorf school where their parents take them by car about 30 kilometers to school and 30 kilometers from school every day. The mother is a housewife. The father works as an engineer. They consider themselves as religious, but they don't belong to any church. According to their own words, they choose from various religious themes what suits them. The Sudbury Valley School has an educational orientation that appeals to parents a lot. This approach is not widespread in the Czech Republic. This time is only one community school with this orientation, but it is at the other side of the country. The fact that the child now attended a larger school is due to the fact that its system is, according to the mother's words, the most similar one, but they are not satisfied with a particular school. They lack a greater focus on the development of the personality, especially the spiritual element. The fact that there is no comprehensive spiritual development of this part of the personality over the children when they celebrate holidays, observe traditions, and create their own norms. And conclusion, the families that are connected to the ecclesiastical community don't show the need that the school should develop this part of personality. They have different expectations from the school, especially the fulfillment of social relationships and quality education. They perceive the religious part as sufficiently developed in the home environmental and in the environmental of the church where children attend the religious lessons. The development of the spiritual element of the personality in the families who don't profess any religion is mainly done through the observance of traditions. The spiritual search of parents in the families only spiritual, also evident as they perceive a strong need for spiritual overlap in their lives and in the traditions that they try to keep or create or develop the children's spirituality, but probably their own as well. His parents also accept the help from the school in this area. The performance wasn't important for both the families, but the holistic development of children. Nevertheless, not a single family is satisfied with the current fulfillment of these needs by the school. That is why they have so find ways to fulfill these elements. Both families agreed that the problems consist in the insufficiently passionate and trained teachers who hadn't acquainted the school philosophy properly. In such cases, the parents had certain expectations from the school due to their spirituality, but in neither of this case they were fulfilled from the school. This is a challenge for the future research, whether these are only isolated cases or whether this is more a complex problem of alternative schools. Thank you.